All right, so you wanted to take a deep dive on the Washington Commanders this week, huh? Well, let me tell you, we've got a story for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, get this. Rookie QB Jayden Daniels is on absolute fire, breaking records held by legends like Tom Brady. We're talking highest completion percentage to 4 games in NFL history. Surprising.
Definitely surprising. I mean, we knew the Commanders had potential, but to see Daniels putting up these numbers this early in the season, that's almost unheard of.
Right. Through 4 games, he's already surpassed what Tom Brady did in his record-breaking 2007 season. And keep in mind, we're talking about a guy who was just drafted, playing his first 4 NFL games ever for the Commanders.
And it's not just a fluke either. Daniels is on pace to crush Peyton Manning's record for completion percentage over the first 5 games. That's saying something. Manning set the bar at 75.8% back in 2013 with the Broncos.
Wow, Peyton Manning. That's a name you don't hear every day. But wait, doesn't Manning hold the all-time record for that 5-game stretch?
Good catch. It's actually Drew Brees who holds that title. He achieved an incredible 77.9% completion rate over 5 games back in 2018. It was like he couldn't miss.
So Breeze is the one to beat.
Right.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Daniels has attempted far fewer passes than either Manning or Breeze had at this point in their respective seasons. Daniels is sitting at 106 attempts, while Manning had 198 and Breeze had 190.
It's mind-boggling when you think about it. Those guys are throwing the ball all over the field, racking up those attempts. But Daniels, he's playing with this incredible efficiency, this surgical precision that you rarely see in a rookie.
It's like he's already mastered the playbook and can just dissect defenses like a seasoned veteran.
Yeah.
So could this week be another record-breaking performance for Daniels? Because I understand Manning also holds the record for the highest completion percentage in any 5-game window, a mind-blowing 80.2% between weeks 13 and 17 in 2008.
Absolutely. That's another impressive feat by Manning. This Sunday, the Commanders are facing the Cleveland Browns. It's a tough matchup, but with Daniels playing at this level, honestly, anything feels possible right now. I, for one, can't wait to see what he does next.
So exciting, right? But while Daniels' performance has been electrifying, the Commanders are facing some challenges heading into this week's game. You've been keeping an eye on Brian Robinson Jr.'s status, and, well, it's not looking great.
You're right. Robinson Jr. picked up that knee injury last week, and it could be a real problem.
Yeah. He's been listed as questionable for Sunday's game against the Browns.
And that's a huge blow if he can't suit up. This isn't just some backup. We're talking about a key player for the Commanders.
Absolutely. He's a powerhouse on the field.
Yeah.
Robinson Jr. is currently sitting 10th in the league for rushing yards, which is incredible when you think about all the talent at the running back position.
For sure, and he's been vital to the Commanders' offense.
Exactly. He leads the Commanders in total scrimmage yards, that's rushing and receiving yards combined for those keeping track at home. If he's out, it leaves a big hole in their offensive strategy.
No kidding, it puts a lot of pressure on Daniels to carry the team, especially against a tough Browns defense. But hey, maybe some of that pressure will be eased by the return of some other key players.
That's the silver lining here.
Both Chase Young and Logan Thomas are back from injury.
Okay.
And their presence could be a major boost for the Commanders.
That's great news. They've both been sidelined for a while, haven't they? It's like getting 2 new players back without even making a trade. What can you tell us about them?
Well, Chase Young is a force to be reckoned with on the defensive line.
Okay.
Having him back puts pressure on the Browns quarterback.
Right.
And could disrupt their entire game plan.
And Logan Thomas, what's his impact?
He's a tight end.
Okay.
And a good one.
Right.
He gives Daniels another reliable target in the passing game.
Okay.
Especially in those crucial red zone situations.
Okay, so with Robinson Jr. potentially out and Young and Thomas back in the mix, it sounds like the Commanders are dealing with both good and bad news on the injury front.
Yeah.
How do you think the coaching staff will adjust their game plan based on who's available?
That's a great question. It's like a giant game of chess, isn't it?
Right.
If Robinson Jr. is out, they'll likely rely more on the passing game, which plays to Daniels' strengths.
Right.
But they'll need to protect him, especially with the Browns' defense breathing down his neck.
Right.
Having Young back helps with that, but it'll be interesting to see how they balance their offensive attack.
And it's not just injuries they're dealing with, right? There's been some other Commanders news this week with those roster moves.
That's right. They've been busy.
Yeah.
The Commanders just designated quarterback Marcus Mariota, linebacker Jordan McGee, and defensive end Ife Obata to return to practice from injured reserve.
Wow.
This means they are eligible to play in upcoming games, though it's not guaranteed they'll be back on the field this week.
Okay, so that's Mariota, McGee, and Obata, who could be back soon.
Yep.
Any other news on the roster front?
Yes, unfortunately, wide receiver Jamison Crowder has been placed on injured reserve,
Oh,
so he'll
no.
be out for a while.
That's tough news for Crowder and the Commanders. He's a
Hmm.
talented receiver, and they'll miss his presence on the field. It's definitely a mixed bag of news for the Commanders this week.
Yeah, for sure.
But even with the injuries and roster changes, there's this undeniable buzz around the team, and a lot of it goes back to Jayden Daniels.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Daniels' performance has injected this energy into the Commanders,
Right.
this feeling that anything is possible.
Yeah.
And for fans who've been waiting for a spark, for a reason to believe Daniels is it,
He's like a symbol of hope, right? This young, talented quarterback exceeding all expectations. But let's play devil's advocate for a second.
Okay.
Let's say Daniels keeps breaking records, but the Commanders struggle. Let's say they lose to the Browns this week. Does the narrative change?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Winning cures all, as they say. But
Yeah.
even if the Commanders face some bumps in the road, I think Daniels' performance still matters. It shows that the team has a future,
Right.
a potential franchise quarterback they can build around that's huge.
It's like finding that missing piece of the puzzle.
Exactly.
And you know what's amazing to me?
What's that?
Daniels is doing all of this with a quiet confidence. He doesn't seem fazed by the pressure, by the hype.
Right.
He just goes out there and plays his game.
He's incredibly poised for a rookie. And that's one of the things that impresses me most about him.
For sure.
He's not just physically gifted. He has the mental makeup, the maturity to handle the ups and downs of an NFL season.
So to bring this all back to our deep dive,
Okay.
what does this all mean? What's the takeaway for our listener who's trying to make sense of this Commanders team?
It's simple, really. The Washington Commanders are a team on the rise with a potential superstar quarterback in Jayden Daniels. They've got a tough game ahead against the Browns.
Right.
And it's still early in the season.
Yeah.
But there's a sense of excitement around this team that hasn't been there in years.
Right.
This could be a season to remember in Washington.
A season to remember. I love it. Well, there you have it, your deep dive into the Washington Commanders.
That's right.
We've covered everything from record-breaking quarterbacks and key injuries to roster moves and the upcoming game against the Browns.
Yeah, an exciting week ahead.
It's going to be a wild ride, and we'll be here to break it all down for you every step of the way.
And if you're looking to stay up to date on all things Commanders, be sure to check out the Commanders' official website and Commanders Wire for in-depth analysis, news, and more.
Exactly. Stay informed, stay engaged, and buckle up, because this Commanders season is just getting started.